Hello, everyone. I am Jessica McCoy, and this is me. So, after reading through the different articles on how to make the best introductions, I just started to think about why I do what I do. And the first thing that came to mind was that processes and how things fit together have always intrigued me. So, that is why I chose the career path that I am in. So, just leading first into my personal life, I am married. I have four children. My son, who is the oldest, is about to be 9. Then I have a daughter who will turn 8 this month, a 4.5-year old, and a 3.5-year-old daughter. We also have 3 dogs currently. We used to have 4, and they've just since gotten older and passed away. Now we're down to 3 dogs. We have a lot of fun with them. 2 of them are German Shepherds. They're almost a year old, and you know, they're a handful, a little bit more even so than kids, it seems like at times. Um, as far as, what I thought about on that previous slide is processes, why things work. That is why I love math. I am so passionate about math. It has just been an interest of mine since I was little. I've always grasped it well. And so I decided to become a teacher in that field. I've been teaching high school math for 12 years. I love it. I want to continue with it. But I also decided eventually I would love to be a principal. So that's why I'm in the process of getting that degree. Along with our regular careers, my husband he hauls crude oil, and besides that, we also farm. We custom cut. And so we have wheat harvest coming up. We've been actually working on getting things ready for that here pretty soon. And then we do fall harvest as well. So I always have to work around that from school in the fall time. And then we do rentals. We just rent houses out that we have to local families. So we always have something going on, always stay busy. Um, as far as hobbies go, I love to cook. Unfortunately, I have a very picky family, and so I don't always get to experience the fun parts of cooking as much as I'd like to. But that's part of why I love teaching, because I typically make food and take it to my students um, just because I want to do it and nobody at home will eat it. So I like that part of teaching as well. This time of year, I like grilling. My husband always jokes that I've kicked him out of that area and took it over, and I really did. I do love to grill, and it's a lot of fun. I also love mowing. That's probably the most peaceful that I ever feel when I'm just out on the mower. We have a lot of ground to mow, so it's just fun to hop on the riding mower and go. When we have time, hanging out with our friends is a lot of fun. It just puts us at ease with that. And then I put in there that maybe one of my hobbies is stress, because I always have to have something going. And at most times there is stress involved, especially with 4 young kids, but I don't think I'd function without it. So I guess that's become a hobby of mine. And as far as other things go, I live in a very small town. It's an unincorporated town. We maybe have 50 or so people in the town itself. And I love it. I don't think I'd live anywhere else. I didn't grow up that way, but I certainly like it where I'm at now. And then we recently bought an RV. We used it once before all this craziness happened. And so I hope we'll get to, use it again and have a reason to just enjoy things. So here's just a few pictures of my personal life, my family, harvest. I'm in the grain cart, the tractor and grain cart at this time. Usually I'm in a smaller combine than the one pictured, but um, that's typically what I'm out there doing. And then our dogs. This bottom picture is my dog Rocky. He's going to be 12 this year. And then our German Shepherd girls, they will be 1 next month. As far as my work life goes, I currently teach at Brewster School. It's a small K-12 school in Northwest Kansas. I also help with ACT prep with students. We typically do daily questions in my class. And then I do college and career help as well with kids that want to take college classes. I'm kind of the one in charge of setting them up with that. One big thing I love about my small school and small district is that all my kids are in the same building with me every day. We actually have a daycare that rents out a room in our building. So my younger two, when they're not in preschool, they'll go down to daycare every day. My older two are in the main floor, in the elementary side, and then I'm upstairs with the high school kids. Currently, I'm pursuing my administration degree. To get that master's degree, I have 2 classes left, and I'll get those done this summer. But I want to wait a little bit. I'm not quite ready to step into that role, I don't think. So I'm going to just continue on and get my superintendent's license as well. I'm not sure if I want to be a superintendent, but to stay in my current district, you have to have both. The single administrator serves as both. So I'm going to be working on that. I have also been the route bus driver for the past 3 years and assistant track coach, high school track coach, but I chose to give both of those up this year or after this year in order to focus more on my career, with my classroom and also with being an administrator. And I did have the high honor of being chosen as a graduation speaker for this year. And we are going to have our graduation sometime in July, so I look forward to still being the speaker of that. And it's just a huge honor, and I can't wait to be able to do it. All right, as far as communication goes with stakeholders, my main form of communication is email. That really always has been. I just feel like it's about the quickest way to get something sent out if it's on my mind. I use my school email the most because I typically communicate with staff and with parents. But sometimes I use my personal email if I'm reaching out to the community for events or something like that. I also do phone calls because phone calls are better than anything in certain situations. So I do have communication with parents through that and also with reaching out to the community as well. One year I set up mock interviews for my students where they could practice an actual career interview. And so I called up a local business and set that up and was able to have students go experience that. I do a syllabus at the beginning of the year. I feel like that's kind of the communication as far as how my class will go. I find it very important. I've always done printed up until this year, and I decided to make it digital. I think now with learning more about Google Classroom, I will continue making it digital and just have it available online to always be viewed by both students and parents. I do like Google Classroom. We did that with the online learning in this past month or so, and that is also something I plan on using moving forward as a good part of my class. I have used Facebook Messenger before, and that's mainly when parents have reached out to me. I'm not a big Facebook user. I'm starting to learn a little more about social media and things because I've learned that administrators do need to be on top of those. But that's really just for if parents contact me that way, I might reach back out to them. I don't prefer it though. And then with my own kids and other teachers in the building, they use a ClassTag app, and that's been a great way to keep communication with my kids as teachers, even though we're in the same building. I do like that. As far as a district, we use a school messenger system. It sends out a text, an email, and a phone call on anything that the district is doing for communication. And that's kind of our policy. I feel like it's pretty effective. So we stick to that. If it's just a mass text that needs, a mass message that needs to go out, that's typically how we communicate. The one thing I wish I used is just some type of class app similar to what the elementary teachers use, like ClassTag or Remind, just so I can have that constant communication with parents and students. I don't feel like I have that yet, and even at the high school level, you sometimes need it. So that's something I want to look more into. All right, with reading through the resources, I was quite amazed at how you introduce yourself and making introductions unforgettable. It made a lot of sense. It's just something I don't typically think about. I think about it like the article said, is just, hi, I'm Jessica McCoy. I teach high school math, and go into it like that. but I definitely think that it will influence my professional life because I will be able to explain why I do what I do. Why am I like Indiana Jones? Is, kind of what I want to use now as my introduction. And so I just felt like methods that those articles gave me is to find a quote or some type of comparison to someone like Indiana Jones or something, just to say that this is the type of person I am, and really get people intrigued and wanting to know more about me. So, what do Indiana Jones and I have in common? Well, we both search for X. All right, well, it was nice to meet all of you, and I hope to learn more about each of you in this class. Thank you.